What's going on, ladies and gentlemen and creatives? Welcome back to the Creative Journal Podcast. This episode, we have a great guest. We have Mr. Aidan Eubanks. Aidan is a fellow student not really a fellow student because he's still there. I'm graduated, but he is a student at the University of Fenway, and he is a sports business major and a minor in marketing and graphic design. We talk about creativity, design, career, and tell me if this sounds like any of you. Maybe you don't know where you're going in your career. Maybe you compare yourself to others a little bit too much, and maybe you stress about sharing your work with others, and you're young and you see people around you that are so much more talented, and maybe you feel like you started late. If any of those sound like you, then you should take a listen to this episode because I think it'll help you guys a lot. Because helped me a lot, and I've thought back on this conversation with Aidan several times since we've had it, and each time I get energized and I really value, our budding friendship. Ironically, Aidan and I weren't the best of friends in college. Like, we kind of always vibed with each other, followed each other. We had a class together, which I didn't remember. It was back in the mask era. You gotta forgive me a little bit. Like, he remembered, but I didn't, which I felt really bad about, as you'll see. But Aidan, if I had to use one word to describe the guy, it would just be genuine, down to earth, humble, praises others, super hard worker, and he's one of those people that, no matter what he does, he's going to be successful, whether it's in photography, whether it's in media, sports marketing, anything. Like, I'm on Team Aidan, and if you bet against this guy, then you're just, I don't want to say stupid, but it's hard to bet against this guy. So this is entry 005 of the Creative Journal Podcast. If you guys are liking the show, I'm loving filming. As you can see, we're in the new digs here in Marysville, Ohio. Still keeping the show going even as we're in this transition period. But, this is what I love. I love talking to new people. I love making connections. And this episode with Aidan really validated those feelings inside of me. And I'm super excited to share this valuable content with you guys. If you guys are liking the show and you want to hear more, which I really hope if you've listened in so far, please just like, comment, engage, share with one friend. I know I was scripting this intro and I said, oh my God, every podcast I listen to says this: like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'm saying it too. Like, there's no way I cannot say it. Like, there's no way to, because as creators, we put so much into what we do, as you guys know, and this is my baby. So if you guys could share with one person, that would really mean the world to me. And I hope this is helping your creative career in some way. So without further ado, please welcome to the Creative Journal Podcast, Mr. Aidan Eubanks. Great place to kind of start and get a feel for like what you want to do, because dude, I had no idea what I wanted to do, man. Like, and to this day I still don't know, because I'm just getting started. Like, I don't want to pretend like I got my head screwed on straight, because I don't think it's definitely not a sustainable job the way it is right now, but okay. It's such a good place to kind of learn and start, and I'm excited to see what I learn. But I want to talk about some of your projects, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Here, let me move the screen around. So tell me how you got started in photography. I remember I first kind of started following you. I think it was like the end of last year when I first kind of saw your stuff pop up for the first time. But the first project I saw of yours was the stuff you did with the Fenway football team. And I was like, oh, it's just kind of fire. And I've followed you ever since, and to be honest, you just seem like a really genuine guy. Like, everyone, we saw you applied for the Oiler 10, and everyone was like, oh yeah, he's pretty much
let's go. Sweet.
Yeah. I mean, you have a great impression on everyone you meet. You have a radiant source kind of aura of just genuineness, and I just want to know what sparks your creativity and kind of how you got started in photography.
Thank you so much. First of all, that was really nice of you.
Yeah.
I just currently I'm kind of like not figuring out I'm in the same shoes as you. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of just learning as I go. And like, that's why I'm always genuine and I'm always trying to be like, just learning all the time. But I definitely started off my career in photography. Yeah. With the high schoolers. So at first it was this guy named Carson. Shots by Carson is what his name was. He's in town still. He still makes videos. He still does photography and stuff like that. And I just remember watching his stuff and I was like, dang, that looks so cool. Like, I feel like I could do that. I feel like I got the mind to like just understand how to, make graphics and then the transitions and just things like that. But I started off in the high school. Sorry to get off topic. I started off in high school and I had my girlfriend's little Nikon camera is what I started with. Well, actually that's a lie. I started off with my iPhone. I bought a little gimbal for it. And then I just made like my first little video on my little gimbal with my iPhone.
Mhm.
So that was my first.
Not to cut you off. That's the barrier for me is so many people think that they need all this expensive gear and stuff with cameras. And like, that was my inhibition to starting. And I don't even do that much video. Like, I was just going to record myself and do like talking head videos. It's like, you see the YouTube videos about all the fancy setups and stuff. He's like, oh, I need all this shit just to get started. And then you see some of the most creative people just make insane stuff with like just their phones. And that's more than what you need. Because I think the phones nowadays are so much better than anything in the past. So anyway, continue. Not to cut you off.
So you're all good. But so I started off like that. I made my first little video, edited in Premiere Pro, and the Professor Davis's like little computer room, like down there. Down there, I asked Professor Davis, like, hey, can I get the login so I can get in there and like edit it? So I did that, made my first video in there, and then after that it was a wrap. I was hooked. So like after that I didn't steal it, but I took my girlfriend's little Nikon camera. It was terrible. I didn't want to post anything because like that's where I got in the mindset with you. Like now I'm thinking, okay, everything is perfect. You know what I mean? And that's kind of So like if it's not perfect, it doesn't look right, and I don't show like 20 people before I actually post it, I can't do it yet. So that's kind of where my mindset goes to now. Like still even to this day, and I'm still a beginner. I'm still like not where I want to be quite yet. But I got this little Nikon camera. Had a little kit lens on it. And I just didn't love any of the photos or anything like that. So I ended up saving up a little bit of money, and I got this little 50 millimeter lens that goes on a Nikon camera. And it captured a little bit more megapixels, and I started to love it more. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm starting to like this. And
this is last year, just for timeline.
Last year.
Okay. And you're going into your sophomore year, right?
I'm going to my senior year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, for some reason,
COVID made it all really weird.
Yeah, dude, I know.
But I did that. I added in a minor in graphic design.
Okay.
So I'm gonna add like another semester into my college career. So
okay, nice. Did you end up having Beekman at all?
No,
you haven't taken it. Okay. She actually just left. So I took one design class and it was the intro to design class. It was the only design class I ended up taking in school because I was in strength and conditioning, and I was like,
I remember you in class.
Yeah, this was not
strength and conditioning class.
Yeah.
I remember you in that.
Yeah, dude, I remember. Yeah,
I mean, anatomy. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
Oh my God. Yeah. And Aaron, you were in Aaron Yoshi's class. Yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
Yep.
Shit. Okay.
Dude, that class right there. That was.
Yeah. You sat next to me in that class, didn't you?
I did.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah. I can't believe I didn't remember that. You were
all the days were blurred for real.
Oh my God, dude, you just blew my mind. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
But yeah, so that's where I started. I started off in the Finley High School, and then I fell in love with photography and videography, and then I started to think about how I could, because I was actually a strength coach for a while. That's what I was doing. That's why I wasn't just there taking pictures and doing this and doing that.
Yeah.
Like, I was a strength coach for a while.
Were you there kind of like on an internship?
Yeah, as an internship. Then then I changed majors. I changed majors to sports business. And then I started to think like, okay, now I'm starting to get that like business mind. I'm like, okay, how can I like turn this into something that's like a little bit more, you know, for everybody? And that's like, I can help these kids like grow on social media and get their name out there and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'll get into that a little bit more once we talk, like once I get through this, but,
yeah, man.
So I started like that, and I started making little graphics here and there. I started making things that like just like lifter of the week, and then like just like competition videos, and just a bunch of little nonsense little things. And that was just that's kind of my beginning, and I haven't even done it for like a year yet. So like I'm still like learning and still trying to get it down. And now I'm even learning even more because I'm learning from another person. But then after that, for a while, I got a better camera. So I got a better camera. I got a Canon R6 Mark II.
Ooh, yeah.
That got me a nice lens for it. Yeah. So that's when I started to really like became a perfectionist, like an actual perfectionist, and like just started to think about, oh, how can I do this? How can I do that? How can I do this? And like I said, I'm still far, and I need to get more work out there, and there's a lot of things I still need to do, but that's kind of how I started.
Yeah, man. Your stuff looks great so far. Like seriously, because I think I would say since I've followed you kind of since the beginning of your career started, like I've actually seen the progression of it. Like, and I'm not behind the scenes or anything like that, but I've seen from kind of your first stuff with Finley in the high school and the first video, and I think that's why I feel like really happy to be like there at the beginning, and then to see where it takes you in the future, just how big the difference is going to be. But like and I'm not just saying this to gas you up, like I actually see it in every project, like how it improves. And you're probably one of the few people that I follow really closely to actually try and learn from and see, and it makes me really happy.
I'm trying to learn from you, Andy.
Dude, man, you don't want to, I have a long way to go, just like you, man, for sure. But you would say kind of video and photography is kind of your bread and butter, would you say? Because that's what I've seen the most from you, I think, so far.
Yeah, for sure. Well, actually, the Finley Oiler football Instagram page just launched. I don't know if you saw that, but they just made an Instagram page, and the coach's son is the one running it. And he's been contacting me and asking me to like help him with the graphics and stuff. And so I've been making some graphics and things like that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't have very much work or very much of anything, but he came to me and he's like, hey, I like what you're doing. Could you please make some stuff? I'm like, okay, sure. I'm like, sure.
Dude,
so I came up
not to cut you off again, but like, that's how nobody knows what they're doing. And this is the big thing. Like, there's imposter syndrome and everything like that. That's what I've learned once I've started being, and I haven't been at this job long, but being around, like, everyone around me has degrees, like, and like, and I heard this on, like, the Modern Wisdom podcast, Chris Williamson. But he says one thing is like, he's friends with millionaires, and he hangs out with billionaires. And he said, just the biggest misconception is it's just idiots from top to bottom. And imposter syndrome is one of the things that is the only thing that can try and hold you back. And I have to remind myself of that every day. But if you get a job thrown at you and you're like, oh man, I'm not prepared for this, and I don't deserve this. Whatever the project is, if you're passionate about it, then like just do it. Like, there's no one that's more qualified than you, because by definition of the fact that it's presented in front of you, then it's yours to take. But anyway, continue. I know I keep cutting you off, but
nope, you're all good. I appreciate that. I hate hearing myself talk for real. But yeah, I just So yeah, I started it was first called Finley Football Strength. All right, so I guess I'll hop into that. So it was first called Finley Football Strength. And that's like, it was just like a workout page for the Finley high school guys and everything. And then it kind of turned into, okay, like I like lifting and everything, but like now I kind of want to do more since we're getting into football season. Like, okay, let's just make it the Finley Trojan football page. And I asked Coach Adams, he's the head coach there, and he's like, yeah, for sure, let's get it. So after that, I made that, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. But that kind of leads me into like what I was trying to tell you a little bit ago. There's a lot more that actually goes into running an Instagram page and like a professional college, not college, but like a professional page. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that's where like I really found my passion for now. And like I'm really trying to like figure it out and everything. And now that I understand that like things have to be consistent and it can't just be, oh, you decided to do it like this. Now you're gonna do it like this. Now you can't just like have different things and like just different like colors and just a bunch of different stuff like that. Like I'm really starting to job shadowed a creative director at AR marketing. And he
Okay.
really showed me that. And he told me like, yeah, you need to be consistent. Like you got to be organized, you got to be consistent, and your stuff just has to look, and that's what I admire about your stuff a lot is like, you look from the bottom up, it's all the same, like not all the same, but like it just looks professional. And like, that's what I really liked about your stuff a lot.
I appreciate that, man. There's a couple secrets I can tell you kind of about that. We can talk about that later, but it might hit you out, it might help you out a little bit. But so you're currently still managing the high school football or high school weight room for Finley, their social media.
Yeah, it's the Finley football page now. But yeah, that's what I'm managing currently. But yeah, like I told you, I'm still learning, and I know there's a lot more that goes into it now. So like I guess I am kind of like not nervous in a way, but now more I set a bar so high for myself that I'm like trying to get to that point. But it also comes down to like, is it worth my time? Is it worth doing this and not making any money doing it? And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I'm not making very much. I'm not making anything. So like now I kind of have to worry about going to work and doing things like that,
Yeah.
So but that's why I'm excited for the semester coming up and joining Oiler 10 and, learning even more. And like you said, maybe finding a job. That'd be great.
Yeah, man, dude, you said it, it's like hearing myself talk seriously. Like people say the biggest thing, because I've always kind of a little bit about myself. Like I've always been kind of the creative route. Like I used to start off on kind of analog design. I've had these journals and these sketchbooks. It's kind of the inspiration for the name of the show. Because I've always had a journal on me. I've always had some kind of art on me. And, from a young age, I kind of always had the conception that you can't really make a career doing something creative like that and doing design. And it kind of just got to a point where I was like, and I think I was like you, I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do. And, I liked working out, I'd run a lot, lift a lot, do all that kind of stuff. So I was like, oh, strength and conditioning, that seems to fit the bill.
Right.
And then, the more and more time that goes by, the less you can kind of deny to yourself that, that creativity needs to poke through somewhere. And when you find yourself as a strength and conditioning major, and in the evenings, all you're doing is watching tutorials and on a crack version of Photoshop and trying to learn how to do all this stuff, then, it kind of bubbles through eventually. But yeah, man, you've, like I said, your work has progressed really well. And when have you always kind of had that creative side in you too? And it kind of took a while to come out, and then now it's kind of on full display. Like, what's kind of your creative background?
So definitely my creative background was, I watched a lot of YouTube when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I guess that's honestly probably one of my biggest reasons. I watched so many videos and I've just seen so many things that just inspired me to like want to do that myself. So I guess that's one big reason. And then also my professor, Alex Davis, like he really pushed me, and like, he's always just liking what I'm having and just always sending me funny stuff all the time. And so he's a big inspiration for me too. But, I don't know. I think that I always feel like the people that are kind of, I'm not trying to say like I'm broken or anything like that, but just they've gone through a lot of stuff and just kind of like don't know where they're at right now, or just they don't know if like everything's gonna be all right. And I think those are the most creative people. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of where I'm at right now. Sorry about the noise. My girlfriend's watching a movie, but
oh, you're good, man.
I don't know. I got a lot going on in my head, I guess is what you could say. Like, I mean, you probably hear it from me talking right now. It's hard for me to get words out sometimes because like I overthink a lot. So I guess that's another reason. But yeah.
Dude, I totally understand that, man. Like one of the biggest reasons for me trying to start this show was because I wanted to meet other people and, make connections like with you and stuff. And I know I totally get that, what you said about kind of the creativity is kind of an outlet for the stuff you've been through. And, I won't ask you to go into detail or anything like that, but growing up, I have hearing aids. I had a speech impairment. I grew up like I've always felt like an outlier. Like, I had hearing aids. I took speech therapy growing up. I was a horrible talker because, a lot of people, it's called EVA, it's enlarged vestibular aqueduct. It's like the ducts in your ears. You get vertigo sometimes. And it's about a 40% deficit in hearing loss, like of different sound frequencies. And it's progressive too. So eventually probably, later down the line, I'll be fully deaf. But
For real?
oh yeah, it's coming someday. It's gotten worse since I was little. But
Really?
It's
sign language?
See, I took a class in high school and I was supposed to memorize it, and I just lacked off. I don't remember any of it.
Hopefully Elon Musk eventually down the line make something here soon.
Yeah. Maybe make like he's done some crazy shit. I've seen that. Have you seen iOS 17? They have like the language learning model. So you can like, if you update your phone, you get like the latest iPhone, then it takes you through like a 15-minute speech test, and then Siri sounds like your voice. So it's like, it's not like mind to transcription auto microchip or whatever, but it sounds like your voice. Was pretty cool. But anyway, I totally get what you're saying about kind of having the creativity as an outlet, and kind of seeing other people's creative stuff and then being able to make your own. Kind of makes, for me, that made me feel like I was in a tribe of my own when I was always trying to kind of figure out where I belonged. So I'm just kind of realizing that as I say it out loud. But so yeah, do you have, kind of switching gears, do you like have any, like, what's your favorite project you've worked on so far? I know you've done a lot of cool stuff with the school, and that's progressed a lot. Like I see, your Instagram teasers, like the practice one I just saw the other day was like you kind of teased it the night before, and you got some cool stills and stuff like that. And that gets me hyped. But anything that you've done in the past that's like really stand out, like, man, like made you think like, I love this shit and I want to do this.
Right. No, I think definitely that one project you're talking about, that's my favorite one so far. But I think the one previously was probably my old ceramic teacher. He has a business called Timber Folks Studios.
Yeah.
And he makes ceramics, and one of his colleagues is one of his former students that he's had back in the day. And he's just always been around. He's always made pottery for him. And so I love capturing that. I think that was really cool. I got a lot of like good responses, and he sent me a really nice text saying like, dude, like this kind of like changed my life. Like it just made like a full circle in my head, like just from this video. Cause like, I don't know. I was really passionate about it. I really took my time with the video, and that's probably my favorite one so far.
Yeah, that was a great video, and I'll overlay some of the shots from that project in the video version of the show. But like that was probably my favorite one too. I had that in my notes to bring up with you. You did set the lighting of that really well in the studio, and the video just looked awesome. Kind of had like a desaturated kind of orangey hue to it, which matches the ceramics and stuff. But that was definitely my favorite too. You really killed that one, and I look forward to seeing more stuff like that, because that was really cool. But yeah, how did you said that was your old ceramics professor? That's kind of how you got in touch with that?
Yes. I mean, I guess he's part of my creative journey as well. When I was in high school at Finley High School, he did a class about photography. So it was kind of a full circle kind of moment, like talking with him. Cause like, it honestly, like I did something for him, and he taught me how to do this stuff when I was a kid. So like, it was pretty cool. But yeah, I met him in high school, and he's my neighbor to my grandma, and yeah, he helps out my grandma. So yeah, I just said I'd come over and I'd love to make a video for you. And yeah, that's kind of how it happened.
Dude, that's sick, man. That makes me happy. That's really awesome. If you had your pick of like an ideal client, like you're saying, like not like what they tell you in like marketing class, like, oh, pick your demographic, pick your ideal client. But like if someone, like you open up your DMs one day and like, I don't know, NFL or CrossFit or something, and then it was like, yeah, we want you to do, this is the project we want to do for you. Who would that person be that reaches out to you, and what would the project be? Would it be more branding, or would it be more of like a audio visual type of reel thing? I know that's kind of a long question, and it's like
Both good.
off the cuff. So
It's a good question. I got to think about it now. I think one person. So that's kind of like what I'm trying to figure out currently. Like, where do I fall in like with the career? Like what you said. Like, you kind of did this and you kind of did that, but then you kind of fell into, okay, I know that I want to like focus in on this. I believe is what you kind of said, right?
yeah, something like that.
So like I'm kind of figuring out myself, like what do I want to take pictures of? What do I want to make videos of? And I know that it's football and I know it's that kind of stuff, but like also I feel like I have like a lot of fun doing like stuff for businesses as well. But I think definitely. Do you know Luke Montgomery?
So you go to school?
Yeah, he goes to Ohio State.
I think I know who you're talking about. I can't confirm, but that
Well,
name sounds familiar.
no, you're good. He's an offensive lineman for Ohio State. I used to play with him back in high school and everything, and we've always stayed in touch. And he's always like texted me, and like we went out to lunch a couple of times. But like he's starting to do really big things, and it's really cool. And I'd love like if he ever like. It's kind of weird, like I'm talking like this, but like if he ever like messaged me like, hey, like I'd love for you to come make a like workout video or like just like document my life, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm gone.
Yeah,
I would just do it. Like that'd be sweet,
dude. Like people like in LA,
like I'm a really good friend.
Yeah, people that like in LA, like on YouTube and stuff that have like their own personal content creators. Like I think that would be a sick job to just follow a person around and then be in charge of kind of telling their story. Like some people want to do that just because they're behind the scene and stuff. I'm like, that sounds like a sick job. Like I just get to create and I get to meet all these awesome people, stuff like that. But yeah, so you played with him in high school. I'm looking him up now, but Ohio State offensive line, Fenway, Ohio. Damn, looks like a baller. But yeah,
he's getting big. Yeah, for sure. But like I said, I'm still figuring things out. I want my stuff to be more consistent, and I'm really working on the little things currently with my creative journey for sure.
Yeah, man, you're on the right path, man. Just like I'm definitely not in a place to be qualified to give advice or anything like that. But like all I'm doing is making stuff and then seeing where it takes me. Like hopefully, at this job, I'll make a project that leads me to the next job and just posting and seeing what happens, and trying to work with cool people and meet cool people in the process. But
definitely.
So
there's one thing that I did want to say.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. What?
Go ahead.
No, so like one thing I wanted to say is like I really like that I really love your logos are probably one of the best logos I've ever seen in my life. Like your notebook, bro, is like insane to me. Like you have like all this writing all the way across, and then right in the middle of it is a big logo. I'm like, what is this guy's just spewing his brain out onto this thing, and I love it. I want to know like how does that even work? Like how do you write, and then all of a sudden like right in the beginning of your body paragraph you have like a big logo. I want to hear about this.
Well, this might surprise you. Thank you, by the way, for saying that. But this might surprise you.
Yeah.
But I'm actually not that smart. so like that's kind of how my brain works, I guess. Like I kind of set a journaling habit. Like I said, I've probably filled like 7 or 8 of these things I got in front of me right now because I took notes for us. But like, I don't know. I know it sounds like cliche, so like, oh, inspiration strikes, but like, honestly, half the times I just get bored of the shit I'm doing and then I end up doing something else. So that's why it kind of like looks random like that. But, and I try and another bad habit I have is I have the notes and like I do everything in the same journal. So a lot of times it's like something that's completely unrelated. So like might be like anatomy notes and then like, oh shit, like this logo looks kind of cool. So, but yeah, thank you for that. That was really kind. But I would not recommend the packed journaling pages as a strategy for sure. But it is something that's kind of cool to look back at.
Do what you do. I can see your whiteboard back there, man. You're definitely a writer.
Yeah.
You plan on like writing a book someday or something?
Yeah. that was kind of how I got started. Was I was always kind of into type, and my sister did hand lettering kind of like as a business. Um,
Hmm.
so she
That's
had
cool.
like she was called like Hand Letter by Katie Lynn. She did like this dope ass calligraphy and stuff. Um, and I was
Sweet.
like, and she would always get positive feedback for that. I was like, oh shit, I don't kind of want to do that. So I kind of did that, and I kind of found my
Yeah.
own route with the journaling. And me and that's kind of a weird story, but me and my girlfriend from high school we'd have like a journal every day prompt. We had to draw a picture with it too, and then we would like FaceTime at the end of the day and share it. It was like
Cool.
supposed to be our experience. And
Dang,
so like I know it's like cheesy.
that's some hard work right there. Are you guys still together?
No, we broke up, but that's why it's a weird story. But it got me into doing that. Like nowadays, like even with the time crunch, with the 8 hour workday and the hour long commute,
Mhm.
it's like even if it's just a sentence, like putting it on paper and doing something every day. And I think that kind of speaks to any kind of creative pursuit, like especially with projects that take so long. Like I'm sure your project with video editing and taking the photos and then exporting and all the dreary stuff, like you just do
Oh,
one part of that a day, edit one photo, even export one video, just something every single day, just
mhm,
to not throw an L on the board for the day. I think that's the biggest thing that's helped me. And then
mhm.
over time, like that's how it manifests in a journal. Like you just see all these pages and pages of stuff. And that's been the biggest lesson for me, is just if you stick with it, and then maybe not good things will happen, but it'll look cool in the end. So um, but yeah, dude, I
100%.
super appreciate that, man. Seriously. Um,
Sure.
so yeah, like what would what are some other people that you would be a dream to work with? You talked about football and shoots and stuff like that, but um,
Mhm.
yeah, what else you got for me?
Um, I'm. I think I really like. So my favorite YouTuber of all time is Casey Neistat. You know who that
Oh
is?
yeah.
Yeah, like that'd be a dream working with that guy. Like I've watched probably every single one of his videos. Like
Mm.
that's where I get a lot of my inspiration from is from him. And like I said, I get it. I'm a beginner. I barely have anything out there or anything like that. But like if I ever like just like need that creative like break in my head, or if I just need to just I need to like refuel or just need to learn like something different, I always go back and just watch one of his old blogs, or I'll just go back and watch one of his old interviews and him just talk about how to compose an image and making sure there's leading lines towards yourself, and just tons of stuff like minuscule things that are so important in a video. And just yeah, like I said, I've been really trying to learn a lot more lately than I've actually been creating, which is probably something I should be doing differently. I should probably be creating more and then learning off of my, which I have been like with that Timberfolk video. Like I learned a lot with that video. Like I should be shooting vertically. I shouldn't be shooting so horizontally. And there's a lot of things like just like because I'm so like obsessed with like making my stuff so high quality. Like I want it to look so perfect. Like when I export it and then straight onto like social media platforms, like that's kind of where my mind's at right now currently. So like I'm trying to find that consistency back in myself. I'm trying to get my, just everything together and just trying to get everything in point. So, cause I guess, yeah, I quit football. I
Yeah,
did football
I was gonna
for
ask you about
3 years
that,
in
but I didn't know
college.
if it was a sensitive topic. Sorry, to cut you off.
Yeah. No, it's all good. No, it's all good. Yeah, I quit. And it's a weird feeling when you play sports for so long and you think that that's all your life is.
Mhm.
That's how I pictured it in my head. Like when I did football and stuff, like I just always envisioned myself playing football. And now that I'm out of it, I'm kind of like, okay, now what do I want to be? So I just been taking it day by day, figuring it out. I'm in the midst of it currently because I just quit like 3, 4, no, probably like 6 weeks ago.
Oh damn. Okay.
Um, yeah, so it's still pretty fresh, and I didn't know it was gonna like linger for this long, but like I'm still like figuring myself out. I'm still figuring who I want to be and who I want to how I want to create things, and just Yeah, so I guess as you follow my page, like you're gonna follow my journey. Like
Mm,
I don't know where I'm going.
yeah.
I know that I love taking pictures. I know I love making videos, and I love making like telling stories. So I
Mm.
think, yeah, I'm excited for the future. But yeah, I did quit football, so I'm figuring
Yeah,
myself out.
dude, I love that, man. Thank you for sharing. I'm sure, I mean, transparency is a big thing. One of the things that, really, drew me to your content, and we were talking about transparency, um, was your LinkedIn post about, what you're doing for this summer. And I actually have it in front of me because I don't want to like drag you through the mud or humiliate you, but this is more of a compliment, like seriously. Especially on LinkedIn, where they literally have, I was thinking about this today. They literally have buttons that say congratulations on your new job, instead of you having to even type it out. Like it's basically just a cesspool for claps on the back and stuff like that. I know I'm a little bit,
Right.
um, hypocritical when I say that, because I posted when I got a new job, but that was after I'd already been there for
Uh,
almost a month.
I
And
want to be where you're at.
no, there's better places, but I want to read the post you said that's I really admire, but it says, I'm excited to announce that I'm accepting an internship at the comforts of my home. Because I remember I read that and I was like, oh man. And then yeah, said, yes, I did not get a marketing internship for the summer, one of my goals, but like my dad always told me, everything happens for a reason. Instead, I'm focusing on building my own business, becoming a coach, job shadowing, and working at Brainstorm Audio Media. Eubanks Media has been my baby this year. Photography, videography, and graphics has slowly become my new obsession. Every business or team needs a social media platform to build relationships with specific personas. I look forward to the future, and I won't let setbacks get to me. That that really resonated with me because, I mean, not only is it transparent, it makes me really respect you and everything, and to seeing where your content's at, you're more than good enough to be on a staff anywhere, and this just you don't need it. Just goes to show you don't need an internship to be successful, and but anyway, I really respected that, and I just wanted to let you know that
Thank you.
I really admire you for that. So
For sure. I mean, yeah, that was I guess that post in general is like you can kind of like understand who I am off that post.
mhm.
And you can kind of like see right now like how like just even talking to me like personally, like I'm just kind of like I, I hate talking about myself, but like I'm just so sporadic, and like when I'm in a job interview, this is how I talk to people, and like I said, I'm slowly learning how to, be professional, be consistent, understand how to do these little things. But like I told you, like my head's just going, man. And that's where I'm like slowly just, I'm glad I quit football because I needed it for myself to get myself in like just in order and just understand how to just, live life without doing football. So like now that like I'm out of it, now I'm really trying to, rebuild my mind and just understand how to like just be consistent with other stuff. I've been so consistent with football and just working out like hard as hell. Now I want to be consistent with my other parts of my life, like my girlfriend. I want to be a better person for her. I want to be, better in my career. I want to be able to, put more content out there consistently and just be that, just have that consistency in myself. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So like I told you, man, like you're gonna follow me for like on my page as long as however you do, but like I'm gonna keep growing and I'm gonna keep learning. And I tell myself this every day. But yeah, I'm slowly learning like how to be myself,
Yeah,
So
man, and
where I'm
I can see it, even from afar, like, and I know we don't know each other crazy well, but it's hard, like being there for yourself, showing up for yourself is hard, no matter what it is, whether it's social media, whether it's content creation, whether it's just doing the thing in general. And sometimes, I start to question myself, like when it is hard, like you start to question like why you're doing it in the first place. And you have to know that, this is who you are. Yeah, you have to be very familiar with yourself and your past. Um, and when the question comes up of, why, then you have that answer for yourself. And that's something I've had to remind myself a lot lately when, you have the long days and you're not doing the creative type of stuff you want to do. just trying to put your own spin on it and learn from it, no matter what it is. Even if you're working for someone else, even if it's you're not where you want to be at the minute, it's just playing the long game, and then having faith in whether it's God or whether it's the people around you that will get you there. But so tell me a little bit about your girlfriend Simone. She seems to be your favorite photo subject. Is she one of your biggest inspirations?
Yeah, she is, man. She's probably, man, I love that girl so much. Like, I cannot wait to marry her one day. She's a very down to earth person, and just from like you talking to me right now, like how I'm just over here, I'm over there, I'm over here, I'm over there. She tells me like it is, and that's what I like in a person. And she's everything that I've ever wanted, and everything that I'm ever gonna want. So like, I really love that woman, and I can't wait to grow with her. And I can't wait to take the semester on and just have the time to do everything and just be better for her, because that's what I want to do. I love that girl. But yeah, she's she's my favorite photo subject for sure. but yeah.
But maybe that can be your career one day. Maybe she'll get famous and you can just follow her around with the camera. So
maybe
it's a dream job right there. But yeah, that was really beautiful, man. That I can tell she's special to you, and that that makes me really happy to hear you talk about it. Do you have any advice for maybe young people trying to find a long-term relationship and balancing that with maybe a career that might not be so steady, and maybe the feelings that you feel around that?
So definitely one thing with the relationship, I will say, especially if younger kids going into college, like if you're not in a relationship and you don't know if you should be in one, or if you think that you should get into one, don't worry about it. All right. It's okay. You're not going to be where you're at right now at this age. Like, I'm going to be a different person a couple years from now. I plan on it. And, so like, if you don't have a girlfriend, or if you're not getting any girlfriends, or whatever your thing is right now, don't worry about it. Just keep living life. You're not going to have everything figured out right now, and it's going to be all right. Just take it day by day, be consistent. And yeah, I'm talking about it right now, but like, I need to live more of that myself. I need to start being more like that myself. But yeah, everything's gonna be okay. Just take it day by day, be consistent, and you're not gonna have everything figured out. That's my advice.
I appreciate that, man. I was asking a little bit for myself, I guess, but that's kind of one of the areas I find, being transparent, I kind of always found that area of my life a little bit unbalanced. I spent a lot of time kind of alone. Like, I think a lot of kind of young creative people do. Like, it's so easy to rationalize and justify, like, I'm grinding, I'm working on this project or whatever. But
Right.
That's been the hardest thing for me that I struggle with. Full transparency at the end of the day, like, in 50 years, am I going to remember, pulling an all-nighter and working on this edit or this graphic for a
Right.
client, when my girl's out there somewhere and I haven't even met her. But those are, I think those thoughts come through a lot more powerfully when you do spend too much time alone. So just having some time every day to make sure you're keeping yourself mentally healthy, and just talking to other people, whether it's just the people around you, whether you're on the other side of the world, you don't know anyone, just getting up and petting a dog, just doing something for yourself, I guess. But yeah, man, that's important. And I think you kind of does she kind of help you with any of your projects? Is she kind of like a third eye for you?
Oh, 100%. Like I told you, man, she's a very straight up person. And that's one person that I love in my life. Like, I need in my life, because I'm so like, I won't ever get anything done unless I have someone like her. Like, she's honestly like a big motivation for me. And, I really aspire to be more like her, and I'm getting there slowly, but but yeah, I'm always like showing her my stuff, but hey, how's this look? And she'll be like, she gives me it straight up, and which I
Yeah.
appreciate. So
Dude,
it helps me.
that's so important, dude. Like, I know people say like, and I even find it myself too. Like, I'll usually ask my parents or my sister, like, and I try to hammer home, but even as you're saying it, you're just like, man, I hope they don't, I hope they don't hurt my feelings. But that's what I say, just like, tell me what sucks. Like, envision this project, whatever this is, even if you don't know about design, if the person I'm asking doesn't have like a design eye or anything, say, this is a dead body on the table. Be a doctor and tell me what we need to fix here. Like, don't spare my feelings. I love you, mom. And she'll tell me what I want to hear anyway. And that's so rare to find as someone that just straight up tell you.
Xavier Marble,
Yeah, he's coming on the show next week.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But me and him are talking a lot more lately, like, because especially like photography wise and just understanding color and just a lot of those things that are really important if you want to get up there with like all these top notch photographers and videographers and stuff like that. And he's been helping me out a lot lately. Like,
yeah, he knows his shit.
He's 100%. Like, anything that guy says, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go that way. So my last post I just did, like, I sent him a couple of my stuff and he's like, he gives it to me straight up. He's like, nah, it's too saturated. You take the saturation. That's my thing right now. Like, I'm so like, my eyes always get caught to like super oversaturated things. And I like it. Like, I'm glad you complimented me about my Timberfolk project that I did, but like I said, I'm learning progressively from each project and just understanding it needs to be more subtle. It needs to, just stuff like that. But yeah, he's been helping me out a lot lately, and I really appreciate him a lot because I wouldn't be able to understand as much as I have been able to in the past couple of weeks without his help. So
yeah, Xavier's a man. We kind of go back a while. Like, before college, we ended up we trained at the same like training facility, like in Piqua, Ohio. So like I've known him since I was like a sophomore in high school. But yeah, he's a man. He talk about someone who is blunt and straightforward. Like, I remember this one time I got this haircut, and he literally said, "It's like, yeah, I got a haircut. I'm not sure how it looks." Because I tried, it was like a longer one. Like, I had like it pulled back like that. He's like, yeah, it's not, long hair is not for everyone, is it? And I was like, yeah, I guess so. But he's like the nicest kid ever. And then he'll say something like that.
Those are the people, those are honestly the people you need in your life for sure.
Exactly.
People that are just don't say no bullshit and aren't ego driven, nothing at all. It's just straight up with you. And that's how I roll. And those are the people I want to have in my life. So
yeah, for sure, man. And it's hard to find people like that, but yeah, man, we talked about a lot. I mean, I feel like I know you a lot better and I've learned a lot from you, but, is there anything else if you could tell a young creative, what would you say? Like, maybe getting started, or what would you wish you had known before you started? Or it's just, my advice would be just to get started in general, because I still figure that a lot. But is there anything, if you could tell like the younger version of yourself?
I like what you said a lot about how, like, don't be afraid to be yourself. And like you said, like, the stuff that you make is really, it's very tailored to yourself. And that's what that's what I really like about your stuff. Like, you go over, like, I love the one video of you and your dad, like the logo you made for your dad for Father's Day. I thought that was the coolest video ever. I was like, dang, that's sweet. Like, I want to do something like that soon. But like, just, be yourself, especially on social media. Like, I mean, obviously don't do anything dumb and like post like stupid stuff, like you're drinking or like whatever, but like, whatever like catches your mind and you think is cool, go for it, and that's that. And honestly, like, I'm still in my starting phase. So like, I can only give my younger self so much advice right now, because I don't really know too much, like,
still pretty young.
But
still pretty young.
I think that, yeah, for sure. But yeah, just don't be afraid to be yourself. That's where I'm at right now currently. I'm trying to figure it out. still. So
I really appreciate it, man.
sure.
Thank you. Where should people go if they want to find your work and everything that you do?
So I was Eubanks Media, but now I'm kind of like transitioning into just doing it for myself and just doing things like that I want to go shoot and just I want to have fun in general doing it because that's what I want to do. I want to have fun right now. I don't want to be stressing about working for somebody or doing this and doing that. I just want to have fun and make stuff that I want to make. It's called a UB Shot It. So
Yeah, I saw that.
UB is a lot of my friends called me that, and at football, like they'd always call me UB. So it's kind of like my last name. So it's UB and then shot it _, and that's where you can find me on Instagram. So
cool, man. Well, Thank you so much. I definitely learned a lot from you, and until round 2, all right?
Yeah. See you again.